All right, game number 2 in this best of 5. We'll see if this is as fast as the first. Spawning here in the top right corner of Dust Towers, of course, we've got the blue Terran player, Samsung Galaxy's Reality.
In the bottom left, as the red Protoss, he is Dead Pixel's Patience.
Speaking a little bit to Reality's skill, but also the surprise of Alive being knocked out of the group, Reality and Alive, rather consistently in the Alima League, when they choose to play, are typically the ones to win, defeating players like Solkey, Seed, many other like pretty good Koreans. So on one hand, like, okay, A, it kind of sucks to see Alive out of the group because you would expect more, but B, Reality playing more what you would expect, where it just comes in like a badass, drops that first game, no problem. Because we've seen him do this so many times.
Mm-hmm. Patience did react to losing against the first game of Ryang, though, by just going for his own cheese for the next 3 games.
You know what it is? I put on the Patience shirt, and he won when I wasn't wearing it, so this might be on me, guys.
Yeah, it might be. I think it is, in fact. Just is unlucky. It's pretty bad.
Well, regardless of whether my shirt is jinxing him or not, I will say there are certain aspects to this particular matchup that are frustrating to watch. Like, again, we watched certain Cyclone openings with Magveld Accelerator, you watch some fast Widowmine drops, and there are just instances where you're like, how is anyone supposed to actually deal with that? Now, Patience, what I do like, is that I know for a fact, like, he's been experimenting with a lot of stuff versus really good Terran players, bragging recently about how he figured out how good Void Rays were versus Cure and such. I can't say he's someone who's going to permanently be stuck in these situations, but I would certainly hope this isn't what determines his tournament life.
Well, Reality did go for a command center. He's still going up to the starport pretty quickly here, so we might see another Widowmine drop. Of course, it was the Widowmine drop combined with everything else that really killed Patience. Patience is going for Twilight Council. We'll see what that is actually for. The Dark Shrine has been his go-to for a lot of these games, including the last one, even though we didn't get to see them get any use.
What are you doing? It sounds like you're farting.
My sock is on my leather chair, and it's slowly creeping down, like that.
Okay, it just kind of sounds like, when you... Well, I guess you've claimed you never fart, so maybe you wouldn't know. But for everyone else who's a normal human being in the audience, it sounds like when it's just kind of slipping out a little bit at a time, you're like, nope, nope.
Nah. I can recreate the sound, thus I can prove it.
I know. Isn't that the worst? Like, your chair will make that noise, right, or something, and you're like,
you
oh no, it's the chair. Let me show you again, and it doesn't do it, and you're like, fuck. My life is over in this one instant. Blink. Yep. Ooh, this is kind of interesting coming out of Patience. Blink builds, of course, we've talked about, are more or less falling out of fashion in a lot of the matchups, but have kind of been making a resurgence in some select scenarios. Blink, very important to what is the eventual Liberator dynamic anyways, so you'll see it come out at some point. But most of the time we're seeing Resonating Glaives be the priority. So for Patience, as weird as it is, Blink almost feels more defensive.
It kind of, yeah. Especially since it's not combined with a ton of gateways. There's no probe going on the map trying to place down a proxy pylon, even though it would be slow. This is just going to take care of, excuse me, drops. And, well, I guess it's also going to help out in direct push. But despite going up to that starport... Oh, wait, no, there it is. There it is. Not going to go for Marines with this drop. Is going to just go ahead and let the Widowmines be free. And he is heading into that main base. An observer is coming out. Well, it's already out, but a second observer is coming out to go to the natural, it looks like. Whereas he's expecting the Widowmine drop. Actually going to the main.
If he gets the overcharge off fast enough, this might not be too big a problem. Let's get Marine Snipe. There we go. Picks off that first Widowmine. Second Widowmine not in range, though. So that's pull away.
Okay. Alright, not bad.
Manageable. Manageable for sure.
Yeah, the fact is that Reality was not looking for a ton of kills anyway, so he's gonna have to throw down his 3rd CC soon. He does have his army just on the way.
Coming back for that Widowmine costs him the medevac. That was not worth it.
Yes. It was not. But hopefully his next drop can do something a little bit more. Now, he did see the blink, and I guess he was... Oh, no. Okay, that bunker's going into the natural. So if you're really worried about resonating glaives, especially, but any type of drop, whether it's regular adepts or DTs, having a bunker seems so excessive, but oh my God, is it peace of mind?
Yeah. You almost wish that it wasn't, like, even though you can salvage it later, it is a little expensive, unfortunately. But yeah, the fact that you don't have to dedicate 11 Marines, but you can just leave like 2 inside of a bunker is still, in that regard, more cost effective. I am
Yeah,
curious
it's
about
like
this
a
though.
cannon.
We've been seeing this more often. Is it just because it requires less? Like a lot of low ground
I think
wall offs
so.
have been happening.
Yeah, just requires less. Two supply depots instead of three, I guess, for dust towers. Four for orbital. Oh well.
Forbital.
Page is actually forbital. Is that what you're gonna say?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Wordplay is fun.
Yeah, Blink Stalkers aren't really gonna be able to do too much against this army. Maybe get the medevac if Reality actually pushes out here, which I mean he might. It looks more like he's just setting up his third base.
Oh gosh, we have a guy coming into chat saying if anyone needs Cho'Gall. Excuse you, sir. This is not a
What?
channel for heroes. We play a
Huh.
real game here. It's called StarCraft. It doesn't require stealing elements of another game that is great, such as StarCraft, like Heroes does. So excuse you, sir. Take your
I
Cho'Gall and leave.
I completely forgot that whole setup for Cho'Gall. Like I thought it was pretty clever
That
when I
was
saw it at
actually,
BlizzCon.
I'm not gonna lie, it was actually really fun. I had a lot of fun like the following week playing them
Oh,
or whatever, but
I never touched it.
yeah,
Oh well.
it's worse than Archon mode because it's just so frustrating being the second head. There's a move like you could do too that would like speed him up. So you would just like the person walking would be like, "Why am I moving faster randomly for no reason? You didn't communicate this to me. Stop doing that."
Oh,
Anyways,
that's interesting.
I don't actually hate Heroes, guys. It's I've got strong feelings about it as an esport, but it's actually a fun game. I do enjoy playing it from time to time. But Overwatch is where my passion is right now. Hot damn, hot diggity damn. Yo, I ran into actually one of my esports celebrity crushes, Dunkey. I don't know if you know who that is.
Nope, Dunkaroo.
Okay, I'm gonna have to start linking you a ton of his videos. He's actually just like ridiculous. He's not. He's funny because his videos are so stupid. But he suggested we all go to Torbjorn's, so we did, and it was quite terrible, and we almost lost, but we didn't. So yay!
Great story.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. It's kind of cool. Like, I guess it's just nice meeting your internet heroes.
Yeah, no, that is really cool. You have a lot more internet heroes than I do, oddly enough. I have a lot more StarCraft heroes, I guess.
Yeah, who cares about Jadon? We met that guy already. Cross him off the list.
Yeah, I could totally go the rest of my life without meeting him again.
Shut up. Two Colossus are coming out. We discussed this earlier, and we did see this out of Patience before. Colossus are not really that soon anymore, but they are coming back into play. A lot of these older school things just being tried. And what's nice about the Colossus is if it forces any amount of Vikings out of reality, it could hurt Patience, sure, but a lot of the time that ends up being a lot of wasted supply. Like, you don't have to worry about 11 Liberators because, you know, half that supply is in Vikings instead, or...
Mm-hmm.
But the Colossus just don't have that same damage they used to. But the Splash, it's consistent, it's long range, it's nice to have.
Ryung showcased what just a old style Heart of the Swarm army would look like. In fact, Tasia did as well in the SSL on the same map. Dust Tower seems to be the most common map for these late games, after all. And it worked pretty well. Won't spoil that one. But Ryung, obviously, you did see a win earlier today with those Vikings, even if they did at some points become useless in the air. And they are, I think, the better way to go than just trying to force Liberators. Because Colossus at this point almost seemed like you could say they're a counter to Liberators. Like, it sounds odd because they don't actually attack the Liberators, but they just help so much of the splash. They help, bust through those chokes. And it's actually interesting how they came back into play after being not used, for so long.
Yeah, no, it's just never, ever built. Disruptors just have way more damage and are so much more appealing. I do wonder if we'll see Patience head towards Tempest, though, because there have been two pretty, I'd say, direct ways to play around the Liberators. And that is the thing. Like, every Protoss knows at some point, if this goes macro, you're going to be playing around Liberators. One is to go lots of Blink Stalkers, maneuver, and use positioning, which has proven to work. Another option is to go over Tempest, which, again, has proven to work. But neither are really easy things to pull off.
Mm-hmm. Well, just Liberators and Ghosts now for reality. Still no Vikings. You've seen the Colossus a couple of times by now. They're just getting up to that's just very scary army for both of them. But with how we've been seeing, okay, free disruptor. With how we've been seeing Colossus play out, I actually feel better for Patience when it comes to a head-to-head engagement. Although he is down in army supply.
So people misinterpreting my Heroes comments, and someone says Heroes of New Earth question mark. Yo, that is a throwback. I fucking loved Heroes of New Earth. Okay, Kraken and Flux were my jam, and shout out to anyone else who played that dead game.
Such dead game. Embarrass me sometimes. I'm just kidding. I never touched Han.
Han was actually probably my first MOBA I really got into. Like Dota was like something I played once in a while, like a couple of friends, but I actually tried to get competitive with Han for a while.
He would have played in gyms. It would have been amazing.
Okay, what is this top left big drop coming in? Patience trying to take advantage of this high ground that is Dusk Towers. The Towers of Dusk. But with the Liberator zoning this out, he's not going to be able to get too much done. We did have the Fusion Core, of course, complete behind this, but Advanced Ballistics is not completed nor begun. So see if that Liberator range comes into play anytime soon.
Yeah, waiting to see that on the production tab. He has started going to Vikings for the Colossus. You know, Patience did go up to 4, which I was going to say, like, seeing him on 2 for so long, it usually is 4 being that nice amount to deal with the Liberators. The Ghosts are going to obviously add damage to everything, but he attacks without his Vikings. I guess this is odd for both of them. Well, now the Liberators sieged up, yeah, Patience is getting up there, so it's going to turn into a base trade.
We'll see how base tradey it really dedicates to, though, because, again, rule of thumb, don't base trade at Terran. See how far that goes. Patience has double War Prisms. Yeah, that looks really weird. This base, of course, under attack. So many cannons, but nothing's in range to actually protect the Nexus, which sucks. So that's going to go down. The Planetary not dying. He's not targeting the SCVs.
Oh, target those Disruptors.
Oh my god, Disruptors, please. Jesus.
Now. Okay, so the Planetary goes down, but it bought a lot of time. He had another command center that just finished and actually is saved. He has 5 Liberators, so 6 Liberators now defending his 3rd base, and some Vikings.
That Force Field is a great move because you can send the Disruptor shots through it, but he doesn't have another one behind it. Warps in New Century. He's going to try and hold on to the ramp as he turns around to come back home.
9 Liberators!
Yeah,
he's not going to break through that 3rd base, so it is better that he returned home, but it's better in that, like, he won't lose his army as quickly as he would have versus the Liberators, but he's still going to lose this game.
Needs the Colossus. Those Force Fields are buying him a ton of time. He was hoping to get the Tempest out, and Patience, unfortunately, even if he did, doesn't really have any money to play with after this. He lost so much in this attack. I love Patience, but I don't think he comes back from this situation. I mean, the upside is he did cut out a base of reality, so they both lost mining through this, but dropping the Mule Hammer from God in a moment. 11
Liberators.
He doesn't even need to put these in underground mode. He could just leave them in air-to-air mode and take out the Colossus with them. That's what's so funny about it.
My god. Oh, brings back the rest of his army, and there's so many circles. He's gonna
I physically shuddered seeing that go down.
He's gonna have range as well. Well, not soon, not for this fight, but eventually he's gonna have upgrades. Although Patience is going to have 3 a little bit quicker.
You know what's cool?
And eventually gonna have Tempests.
That bunker from in the natural earlier is still alive. So if the War Prism had tried to go in, which I guess got shooed away, I think this one actually died. Yeah, that one died. He's still got that bunker there. So Warpins would not have even been super duper dangerous.
Yeah, reality is a really good setup in this game. Patience is trying to just make up for all those losses. He's getting a 3rd base back up, and that 3rd base has a little bit of mining left over. It's not the worst base to take here, but down in probes, army supply is decent, but only in a good position. Those Liberators will trump most of the time, especially since he also has Ghosts and a good number of Vikings as well.
Yo, with how bad the economy dipped and how many bases were lost on both sides of this, I'm surprised Patience still has this high of an army supply to fight with. And with, albeit a small amount of Tempest, he does have that range advantage. And you're not going to have these Marines or even this Vikings just dive into this, not with the Stalkers guarding. Shouldn't I repair the Tempest there? It's working. If he had like 2 more SCVs on this, I actually think he wouldn't lose anything.
3-3 is finished up. He's getting a Raven. That's interesting. I guess for a very small point defense drone.
Maybe detection, worried about DTs. Let's be honest, his patience. If you go to another base trade, you got to be careful. Pulling back the Vikings, or sorry, pulling forward to the Vikings. Stalkers do blink forward. A Storm misses, but picks off one of those oh so very precious Tempests.
Mm-hmm. A battle cruiser is on the way for Yamato?
Maybe a misclick.
For harassment. Warp in.
No, I'm pretty sure it's a misclick. I've mismade a ton of battle cruisers trying to make Liberators
How?
and Vikings.
B?
Because B's right next to V.
He's making it from the tech lab, though.
Well, I mean, yeah, you have to.
Well, yes, that's not my point. Not that he should be making 2 battle cruisers at a time. Just that if he's trying to make a Raven on that one, then it's R and D. They're very far away than B and D.
Hey, Zelovic7 just subbed to the channel. Woo! Zelovic7, who's in chat a lot, and he's won a couple of games recently too, I believe, as well. So, good stuff on you, man.
Good on ya. That battle cruiser's so silly. It's gonna be able to warp.
Yeah, actually, the warp
God.
I actually quite like a bit, but we'll see if that comes into play or not. The problem is point defense drones don't last very long, so while this is going to soak some of those hits, oh, the Marauder's going to sim forward underneath it. That's bold as hell. The Disruptor's not going to get the shot it wants. The Concave's good. Storm's starting here. Colossus are falling, and Patience gets destroyed.
Yeah. GG.
GG. Reality now takes a 2-0 lead here in the series.